born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. And when I say that, and most people, they say, you're going to stay there automatically, but I'm a product in Alabama to Montgomery Public School Systems. I'm a product of Montgomery Public School System. I went through, my elementary school was called Peter Crump, the city dump. But to go and to have to do trainings at my elementary school or to see different teachers, I matriculated through elementary, high school, junior high, was in the magnet program, and now just I'm in love with my city. I kind of, at certain points, I have that same sentiments that like, you're not going to leave here, but I see the different changes. I see the different changes through even being here today, just through the perception of Montgomery. I've seen the good, the bad, but I see the progression. I see the truth, and so my heart is towards now truly being a drum major for the students, truly being a drum major for parents, to build those bridges, especially that it's very few of us who've had that experience as a student in a system, and then now you're a teacher in that system, and now you're in an administrative role in that same system. And it is my goal to continue to do more within this system to be able to affect a positive change. I'm a minister. I'm a local minister. I pastor a church, and so that also deals with a lot in terms of just the camaraderie with people. Just being able to see people. I see things differently than everybody else does, even though I know I'm in the education field, but the one thing that just being a minister helps me to understand that we're all human, and that we're all human with our own ideas, with our own emotion, with our own strengths, weaknesses. And so, but it is my job, I believe, that God puts us in different positions, in different fields. He gives us different levels of knowledge, different opportunities to be able to really just to be a help to somebody else. And so, my quest now for education, there are so many different fields that I could have been in. So many different people say, well, why don't you do this? Or, I remember growing up in Montgomery, we want you to run for city council. And I was like, no, I'm not primed enough to be a city council, or so many different things. And I understand the need for me in education, but I understand for the need for, especially being an African-American male. In elementary education, that's very rare in where I'm from, in the South in Alabama. We do have it. We have a lot of initiatives to push for more African-American males. But in being in that position, I do see a need from just fathers, brothers, just friends. And so I want to be, in every way, in every aspect, I think education is the key. We are, many of the people that you saw there, we were called SIG schools, and we received the school improvement grant. And so then we're priority schools as well, as in terms of just the reform. And you can find yourself at times us being so many different programs coming this way. And then as teachers, we try to analyze those programs, and then what is the long-term effect? What is it going to be afterwards? Is this another initiative for a hidden purpose that we don't know? And so when you guys came, it was so amazing. It was almost usually, and I don't think y'all understand that there were a group of people who were very vocal, very everything, but I think it just stunned us. That we were so stunned that we didn't, the expectations, like they had no idea that this was truly what it was about. Oh, a program that really works. Something that we know that works, but maybe it's not this researched instructional strategy or this. Even being here now in Nevada is helping me so much just to look at the different cultural difference, the demographic differences in our breakout sessions we've been discussing, and it never dawned on me, because from the South, being from the South, the expression, the Southern Bells, and just everything it's kind of true to an extent, but most of our schools are family schools. Neighborhood schools, like the school that I'm at, we don't even bus students. There's one bus that comes to the schools, and those are for our special needs students. And so imagine everybody living within a less than a mile range. And so me looking at this program, one, is like, wow, this is so amazing. I can see the success in Alabama. I can see the success in our school system, as opposed to some people that I met in Massachusetts who were explaining to me the distance that they drive from their schools. And it was just a perception thing for me, to help me just to see the difference, and then to see how we are blessed, especially if we do have that heart towards our students. We've been doing home visits, we just haven't had a formal umbrella to put us under. And so now we're so excited to just to be able to participate, to be able to officially, because we know a lot of things, because of politics, you'll have a principal to say, you know, we didn't ask you to do that. Or you have a district to even tell, if we go to visit, well, we're not liable. We can't be liable if anything if it happens when we're doing this out of the goodness of our heart. And so it puts you at a rock and a hard place. And so we truly, it's a blessing to have that umbrella now, that we can have a place, the real partnership. I'm so excited because I see the bigger picture. I see the national exposure. I see, because that's the key. I tell my students all the time, I say, hey, and I do it jokingly, but I let them know, I'm like, I'm not your friend. Me and your mom, we're friends. We're gonna have a student relationship, but me and your mom and me and your dad's not, we're friends. And they look at it, the students laugh, they know I mean no harm, but that was the key. And that's the success to instruction, that's the success to management, that's the success to motivation, is having those parents as those reinforcers. And to break down those walls, I've heard so much about us building capacity and about the relationship, but I truly want us to even look at the barriers that we're breaking down, the preconceived notions, and when we get into those I don't see the research. I don't see the newfangled idea that this college did or this, but based upon being a teacher and experience, those real life experiences, I see that this is the best thing. the best organization that is an advocate for all entities of education, because at the same time I can see us coming in, I can see myself coming, or anybody going into a visit with us, just our human nature. It can't just be professional. That one visit is going to turn into, who knows, this will be a friendship. So many different things happen, and where we think we're required to do 1, 2, or 3 visits, and they have 7 to 10 visits that have already happened just off the relationship. And that's just, it helps out. I see so many facets as to what this program helps just from a society standpoint. Just looking at this meeting that we're here today. And this is one of the first time, aside from the mandated mega conferences that you go to, that we know, well, not so much as mandated, but we know what's expected. I think this is the best experience to actually have true stakeholders from every field of human endeavor, those true stakeholders here, people that were not even a part of education, to come and to help us. I think this is the best example of what education is supposed to be about, what it's really supposed to be out in order to reach our students. But how can I reach a student if he's hungry? And if I knew that, if I had a relationship, or the relationship with those parents, to know that there are more factors that go into education than just what we see up front. In sitting down today and yesterday and listening to so many conversations, watching the video of the superintendent, your superintendent, the superintendents that I've met here, and just listening to the testimonies of the school districts, it dawned on me that, wait a minute, my school district didn't send me here. This was NEA. When everything played back in my mind, even about the meeting, as I was looking at the forms and looking at the reminders of this meeting, everything was NEA. National Education Association. It's a plus to know that a national organization is taking the lead in a project like this. Not just my school, right now it's 3 schools that we know. And then that our Alabama Education Association has bought into that as well. When I tell you that the leverage that is in order to get a district involved and everybody else involved is superb. And so I think they're sending a message, as well as their commitment towards education. It's sending a message towards their commitment towards the teachers, towards the students, that they do receive a bad rap in so many different ways. But this right here, it's priceless. It's priceless to know that from the top, the level of how much they care and the level of that they truly understand. And I give them kudos, I applaud them, because there are so many other initiatives that they could have attached themselves to. Even in speaking with the members of NEA and the Alabama Education, so I hear the passion in their voices. I hear the passion in their hearts, and every meeting I have my iPad out and I'm just going crazy because I'm planning my best to come back. and I want to present not only I want to make NEA proud. First of all, to let them know, hey, you did the right choice out of those 16. And so, but I am going to go back, and I want to do everything that I can to make sure that it gets implemented with fidelity to the best of its ability on a maximum scale, because it only takes one. It only takes one, and I keep hearing that, and each day, each meeting, God says, okay, this is already in place. Now you just connect the dots. This is here. Connect the dots. Listening to the people from the nonprofit organizations, from the foundation, the Flamboyant Foundation. Listening to them and just looking at those different partnerships. It made me look at, not that I looked at them in a bad way, but it just gave me a different appreciation just for NEA and for the Alabama Education Association. So I give hats off to them.